Hello, ladies and gentlemen. That one, Andrew here, and welcome to Around the Game Block podcast. Well, already starting this one out very well. This is my weekly show, or podcast, I guess. It's not a show at all. There's no camera. Where I just talk about things, mainly video game topic, that are important to me. This is the new release date, I guess, schedule. Sunday. I'm going to try to release these on Sunday. I always say try because who knows what's going to happen. But that's the thing that I want to do, seeing that Sunday is usually a dead day on YouTube. At least for the people I subscribe to. I only subscribe to like 100 people, so what do I know? But I just figured this is the best time to release this because, Sunday's a good day. And it's good slate. Anyways, I want to start off today's podcast with, I guess it's been a while since I did this, about a week and a half, maybe a little more than that. And since that time, that's my phone going off, sorry about that. Since that time, I have been, new DLC was released for Persona Dancing All Night, which is good. I actually like the DLC that released. I guess we'll just start with that. So, last time I talked, I think the Persona 4, the Animation 2, second arc, was the last one that released. Since then, we got the Golden Animation opening and closing, which that is an anime that I tried to get into, but honestly, I'm going to have to go back to it because I watched the first episode, and I liked it somewhat. I didn't like how fast they were going, but I know why they were going so fast. First off, they only had 12 episodes, I'm pretty sure, 12 or 13, in the entire series. And second, it was more to focus on the Golden add-ons that they added to the Golden version, I guess, yeah. The Vita version of Persona 4. The new things like going to the beach or the whole Marie thing. That's what it seemed like it was really focused on. And what I can say is the opening I'm a little iffy on, but the closing I really like. I really like that closing. It's just a very beautiful song. It soothes the ears. I like it very much. And with that, we got some more costumes and stuff. I can't remember on the top of my head what they were. Maybe that was the colored lens one. Came with some colored lens, and then just some more costumes and things. And then the other DLC that released was, I actually like this one a lot. They had different versions of the songs, I guess. It's hard to explain. It's like, for any of you that saw the opening to Persona 4 Dancing All Night, that they released back in like May, or maybe even before that, maybe February or March, somewhere around there, where it had like all the artsy like things. I'll probably show it on the video, maybe if I can find it, but it had the lyrics all showing around and all the very colorful lines going about and stuff. Well, they made more of those, and actually it only costs 100 yen each. You have an option now on, I think there are 12 songs, to change it from either the dancers dancing, the usual one, or you get to like this cool like video to play behind it. It's the same song, it's the same rhythm notes and everything, the background changes. And it's really cool. They went all out in this. It seems like there's some that they actually have some live action shots in it, and it just looks really nice, and I really like how they did that. I kind of wish that they would release more of them, because I'd definitely buy them. It was really cool how they did that. And then the song that they released, which was a song that probably should have been in the original game, was what's it called? The Rise song. I can't remember. I'll post it up on the screen, but it was her song that she sang in Persona 4 Golden. True Story, I think that's what it's called. But yeah, that was released, and that song on all night difficulty. I've beat all the songs on all night difficulty. I've gotten brilliant on them. I haven't perfected a single one. But that song, it goes off the stars. Like there's 20 stars, and it overlaps them to 23. That's how hard the song is. And I haven't beat it yet. I've tried it about 5 or 6 times. On all night difficulty at least. I beat it on easy, normal, and hard. But that song's really hard. But it's really good. It's not the same. I don't want to say it all, but it's not the same as the one that they showed in the show or the game. They changed it up, which I like the change. It sounds pretty good. It's very catchy. And along that, that might have been the DLC pack that came with the Featherman costumes, if I'm remembering correctly, and maybe some colored wigs. I'm not quite sure on that. Don't take my word, but I'm pretty sure that is what it is. And also, this came out of left field because I thought these two companies had a disagreement or something, but Hatsune Miku has been confirmed to be a DLC character for Persona 4 Golden. Or Persona 4 Dancing All Night. Not Golden. They are not releasing DLC for that game, I hope. That would be very weird. That game's about 3 or 4 years old. So, for Persona 4 Dancing All Night, they're releasing Hatsune Miku. And I find this interesting because people that have been following the game for a long time, ever since they announced it back in 2013, if I remember correctly, it was November, because they announced all the games: Persona 5, Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, Dancing All Night, and Persona Q. Originally, I think it's called Dingo. The people that make Hatsune Miku, they were supposed to be helping with this game and making it. And last year, 2014, around November, they broke off. They weren't a part of it anymore, and that's why the game was delayed to 2015. At least that's what we were told. Why? Who knows really what it was that made them delay it. Could have been anything, but yeah, they were a part of it, and then they just said that there were disagreements and stuff that made them say that we can't do this anymore, and they were off the team, or they quit, and I really don't know. So I find this interesting, and maybe it's a good thing that they're doing this, so that they don't hate each other. Like, they're still good, in good relationship with each other, which would be awesome, because I really want them to make a Persona 3 Dancing All Night, because that game has a lot of kick-ass music, and I think that would be awesome. Especially, I have no idea how they make the story out of it. It had to be off-the-wall freaking ridiculousness, because I don't want them mashing up Persona 4 and Persona 3 for that game, if they do make it. If they do make that game, I want it to be Persona 3 only, and I think that would be really cool and really awesome, but I have no idea how they would do that at all. I can't think of any logical reason why they would have to do that. I mean, this game kind of, sort of, a little made sense, just because Rise was the dancer, and she was the teen idol pop star, so they had that window, that opening to make it. But then again, when did they have the window to make a fighting game? And they made 2 of those, and those games were great. So who knows? Atlas is very good at making something out of nothing. That's why we have all these spin-off games, which are amazing. I don't think any of them are bad by any means. So, yeah. Now, this next thing I'm going to talk about, I went to SGC, but I'm going to get to that later. This next thing I'm going to talk about is the possibility of, or more of, the future of Persona. Shin Megami Tensei, the future of Shin Megami Tensei. As everyone knows, Dancing All Night is coming out to the United States in September. September 29th, if I remember correctly. I've had the date, I've read it many times. And we have also been assured by Atlas USA that Persona 5 is coming out this year. Who knows if that's true? Most likely, Japan will get a release date at TGS, Tokyo Game Show. That's what makes sense to me, where they would do that. And I can see one of 2 things happening. One, they do the thing that most likely everyone thinks they're going to do. They give the release date for Japan and say nothing about the Americas or the UK. At this point, the UK really doesn't. It's going to be 2016 for them, most likely. Just because there's no Atlas team in the UK, they have no way of distributing the games. So I'm sorry to all you. But the good thing is the PS4 is not region locked, so you can easily get the game. But if they release DLC, which I'm hoping so much that they don't. They've been releasing DLC for all these spin-off games, so I'm really hoping that they do not. I don't want this game to be plagued with the DLC trend that the industry has been taken upon in the past 5 years, 6 years. So, I mean, I'm going to buy it if they do, but I really hope that they just put everything in the game that they need to, and if they have to make a enhanced edition for the Vita, because I don't want them giving up on that. It seems like Atlas is not. They're still releasing a lot of games for the Vita, and they're still announcing a lot of games for the Vita. But after that, we have nothing. Which, I know it sounds selfish. Persona 5, it's a giant game. It's Atlas's big game. But where is the rest of Shin Megami Tensei? Now, I haven't been looking up much news, so who knows, there could be another SMT game announced and I just haven't heard of it. But where's Shin Megami Tensei 5? Where was I? This isn't right after this. Something happened and I had to walk away for a couple minutes. I was talking about Persona 5 and there's nothing else after that. But Shin Megami Tensei, they do make other games than Persona, and they make a lot of them. Like, they have the Digital Devil Saga ones, they have the main series, obviously, and they just have a lot of games that they can make sequels to, and they probably should, because a lot of them are good. Now, this past year, if I remember correctly, I'm not sure on anything, guys. That's why I keep saying remember correctly. I really don't know what I'm talking about half the time. This is a train wreck going off the course of the rails, and you're riding along with it, and we're having fun. But if I remember correctly, Devil Survivor 2, is that what it's called? The 3DS game, the blue one as I call it, the sequel, came out. But those were HD ports from the DS version, which were ports from the Sega Saturn, if I remember correctly. I keep saying remember correctly. I really don't remember anything, guys. I should write notes or something. But that's for the lame-os. Here on the podcast, we like to keep it edgy, so we're not going to write notes. But yes, we do have the Shin Megami Tensei X Fire Emblem game, which a lot of people are mad about, but I'm interested in it, I guess. I mean, Fire Emblem, yeah, I like it. The only one I've actually played is Awakening, which I really like that game. That game was fun. Never beat it, because I suck, and I played classic mode, and then I got halfway through the game, and I had like 2 characters left. I couldn't beat anyone. So I'm going to have to go back and play that, and I'm really excited for the new Fire Emblem games coming out next year. But from what I've heard on the internet, and the internet says a lot of things, that there's not much Fire Emblem in this game at all. And they've already showed a 45-minute demo of the game, which that just ruins the game. It's kind of like trailers for movies where they show the main plot. It just ruins it. Don't watch trailers. Don't watch gameplay footage. Like Persona 5, I don't think they will, but if they release gameplay footage early, I'm not going to watch it, because that's just going to ruin the experience for me. Those 2 trailers that I've seen right now, or 3, I guess, if you count the little teaser one, 4, whatever, the little teasers, but the 2 main trailers that they've shown right now, and I don't know if a lot of people might not have seen the second one because it came out only in Japan, and people who pre-ordered it, it came out only in Japan, and people who imported it. So I imported it, that's how I got it, and I'm very happy I got that little Blu-ray disc. It is my jewel, or whatever you want to call it. Now you gotta see the second trailer. It's been up on YouTube quite a few times, but it's been taken down almost every time too. There have been chances to see it, and there were some screenshots released, but it's a really good trailer. Like, I've seen it about 50 times. The first trailer doesn't really do anything for me now. I'm like, I've seen this, whatever. I don't feel that excitement. The second trailer, I still get that, like, little shiver down my spine. I still get really excited when I see it, and I thought I won it, but I do. I'm still excited for the game. I think the best thing that they can do is release a trailer for it, like one final one, 30 or 40-second one, like 3 weeks before the game comes out. Get the hype level excited for everybody. That'd be perfect. But anyways, what? Yeah, Shin Megami Tensei. There's not much coming out, which Atlas is focused on Persona 5 right now. They have a lot of games coming out. Like, they have 3 3DS games coming out very soon. They have Lost Dimension coming out on Tuesday, the 28th. They have Dungeon Travelers coming out in September, I'm pretty sure. They do have games coming out, but yeah, there's just not much after Persona 5, which I get why, because that's going to be that's their big game. It's their big thing. But I'd like to see Shin Megami Tensei 5 after this, because I do play the SMT games. I have them on my iPad, SMT 1, 2, and IF, and then I have 3 and 4 also, which I'm upset that they put 4 in the 3DS. Not that I hate the 3DS, even though my last podcast made it feel like I hate it. I really don't hate my 3DS. I just think it's overrated. Very overrated. But I wish they would have released that to console. So, for the future of Persona, after Persona 5, here's what I want. This is looking beyond. This is beyond the future of Persona 5. I thought it would be really cool to get Persona 4 Golden on the PS4. Now, I know people hate HD ports, and I'm not a huge fan of them too, because that's all we've gotten on the new generation of consoles so far. We're finally starting to get some good next-gen games coming out, but so far it's been a lot of porting over what the old generation had and making it HD, 60 frames per second, and all that. So if they could, I'm not a remake, but just a port to the PS4 of Persona 4 Golden, I think that would be amazing, because I was playing it on my PlayStation TV, and that game is hard to look at sometimes. It's not terrible by any means, but it's definitely a PS2 game. And playing that on the PS4, it's hard to watch. On the Vita, I think it works great. Maybe that's just because it's a handheld and you don't expect much, even though the Vita can make things look really good. But on the TV, it's just really hard playing on this type of... when you're used to this generation, the game looks very dated. So maybe like a dual pack Persona 3 and Persona 4, Persona 3 Fez and Persona 4 Golden on the PS4. It wouldn't surprise me, because Atlas is known for making HD ports. I think they did actually. I know that they ported all their games to the PSP, aside from Persona 4 Golden, which was supposed to be a PSP game. Thank God it was not, and they made it for the Vita instead. So I've always said that they should make Persona 3 portable. Either make that onto the Vita, which would be really cool, and give it the actual graphics and stuff, none of that stupid paper stuff or whatever, or picture or whatever, and you're just scrolling around it. I didn't like that at all. People say that game's great, which it is a good game. I love how you can play as a female, and they added stuff, but I hate that. Graphics are important, whether people think it or not. They're not the main importance, but they are a very important thing to the game. And I just didn't like that graphical style that they went with. I know why they did it, because PSP was not powerful enough to run the PS2 game on it. So if they could get that over to the Vita with the answer, I think that'd be really, really cool. And like I said, Atlas isn't that they know people will buy it. They know that they'll make money off of it. They already have the game made, basically. Just got to change some things. I'm not talking like it's easy. It's probably not that easy to make it over, but it wouldn't cost too much, I'm assuming, especially not making like a whole new game when you already have the main game done and it's down, and you got the voice acting all done and the level design and all that stuff, you know what I mean? So, maybe in the future we'll get that port to the PS Vita. And then also, who knows, there could be another Arena game coming out, Persona Arena. I don't expect any of this in 2016, because Persona 5 will be out, and that's what people are going to be playing that for over a year. But maybe 2017 or 18 to start getting this trend back up again, and maybe make the fighting game with Persona 5 characters now and stuff. Because people hate these spin-off games. They don't hate them, but they're like, okay, just give us the main game. I think they're great. And if anything, they're making a spin-off series out of a spin-off series. Because Persona is a spin-off series of Shin Megami Tensei, and then all these other games, Arena games and Q and Dancing All Night, they're all spin-off games of Persona. And they're awesome. And it's just like they're bringing so many genres into this one world, and it's really cool. And they make really good games, and they're all really good. So, yeah, we don't know anything. Everything's up in the air. It's all up for debate. Who knows what they'll do? Maybe they'll just say, hey, we're not making any more spin-off games. We're going to focus on Persona 6 now. Because maybe, who knows, that could come out in 2 years. It really could. Because Persona 3 came out in 2006 or 2005. And Persona 4 came out in like 2008. And then we waited 7 years for the next game. So they could have the other Persona 6 making right now, and it could be done within 2017 or 2018. That is a very plausible thing to happen. And I wouldn't mind that, because the main games are awesome. These spin-off games are great, but, you know, they're usually a lot shorter. I think Persona 4 Dancing All Night, I put 25 hours into it, and I beat every single song multiple times on every single difficulty. Persona Q, that was 40 hours, but there are 2 sides, but the game was the same game on both sides, just get different perspective. And then the arena games, they're fun fighting games, but the stories aren't that long, like 5-6 hours maybe. It depends how you pace it, how fast of a reader you are. But when you get the main games, they're usually 70-80 hour games, and that's on the first playthrough, and you can't get everything on the first playthrough. It's impossible, at least with all the other games that they've made. So, you know, I wouldn't mind if they did that, but I don't think they're going to do that, because Atlas knows that they got a real special thing here, and that people like this game a lot, and I'm sure it's making them money. I have no idea about the statistics and all that, but I'm pretty sure they wouldn't keep making them in all these spin-off games if it wasn't making them money. So, I guess the future is up. And as for Shin Megami Tensei, I hate to say this because I'm a real fan of it, but it seems like it's getting shadowed a lot by the Persona series. That is the thing. When people think Shin Megami Tensei, most will be like, oh, Persona, that's what comes to mind. And they'll be like, yeah, there is the main series, but Persona is the main series of that game series. Even if it's a spin-off, it's the thing people know, it's the thing people want and want to play. Not that people don't want to play their games, but even if you look at the sales, it's all there. It's like what people want to play, what people are huge fans of. And I'm just hoping, they're probably making Shin Megami Tensei 5 right now, hopefully for the PS4. I'm hoping no more handheld. I mean, for the Vita maybe, but I feel like that's more of a console game. It's always been on console. Even if SMT 1 and 2 and if on iOS now. They did originally come out for the Super Nintendo. So, that's all up in the air. And I know I was going to talk about SGC, but this podcast is already running over 30 minutes, and I don't want to wait too long, and my PS4 is now on, and things are just going crazy. So, next time, on the next podcast, I will talk about my experience at SGC, and I'll give you a little update about the... Shut up, PS4. Well, that's making a lot of noise right now. But anyways, guys, next time we'll talk about that new DLC for Persona 4 Dancing All Night. It's the Marie DLC. My PS4 will not shut off. But thank you for listening. Make sure to like if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it. Leave a comment and subscribe if you'd like to. I make a lot of videos, playing a lot of games, and, play video games. You guys can watch that stuff, playing video games, and I'm even doing some other things like podcasts. You might have heard that before. I'm making a podcast now, and I like doing it. And I'm also doing some unboxing things, and just really anything I can think of I've been making. So anyways, guys, thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.